Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the support and for the encouragement I'm getting I'm getting the comments on my LinkedIn account as well, and in the YouTube channel. It's really I really appreciate that comment, and it keeps me motivated and also it keeps me encouraged. So thank you so much for that. And today we will be discussing about accounts payable interview question and answer. So it is going to be a basic question and answer. It's not going to be some for the uh, it is going to be basically a overview session. And one comment I uh, get from sorry, I'm not able to remember the name, but he was telling me that could you please make the video in Hindi. So I would really wanted to do that, but however, like I do have, we have like many connection which is not from India, and they are not aware of Hindi. So and the English I'm using is very simple, so I don't think so that should be a problem. Although if it is, then surely I'll do something about it. No worries about that. So first we will start with what is accounts payable and what are its objective. So when an interviewer asks you about what is accounts payable and what its objective, so he is basically asking you about all the processes in accounts payable, and he wants to get to know you whether you have the depth knowledge of accounts payable is or not. So you should give him a good answer. One answer we have that accounts payable, a financial function responsible for managing and processing outgoing payments to vendor and suppliers for goods and services. So we are aware of it that in accounts payable we have a process where if we first the need is arise, in which we see what kind of goods and services we require. After that we inform to the purchase requisition team that we need this kind of goods and services, and then uh, have their quotations for the vendor and all the parameters which they need to check with the vendor. And after that they give them the quotation, and then the approval came, then the PO is created, we receive the goods, and then after that the invoicing processes start, and then we make the payment to the vendor as per their payments term. So this is the whole process of accounts payable which I'm telling you. So whenever you are going to give accounts payable question interview, you should be aware of these things. And what is its objective? So its objective is basically to ensure that the payment is accurate and we have done the payment timely, and we should maintain a good vendor relationship with the vendors, because what happens if you are not paying them on time, so it can happen they will not provide you the goods and services, and the company reputations, your reputations will be for stake. So we should keep that in mind. And we have the second question: describe the accounts payable cycle. So basically the accounts payable cycle, we have discussed it earlier, but we will read it again. The purchase order, PO issuance. So first, a requisition and approval of purchases. Then the second is receipt of goods and services. Then we receive the confirmation of delivery. Invoice receipt, the vendor sends an invoice and the vendor sends a invoice to us. Then we verify the invoices with the, like we have two kind of matches. I think we have more than two, but we will discuss in this video. two, that is two-way match and three-way match. So we have two-way match is when we match the PO with the invoice, that is a two-way match. And in three-way match we basically match the PO and GRN, that is goods receipt note, and the third is invoice. So this is our three-way match, and this really helps like basically we follow in accounts payable, but it really helps to maintain the accuracy and everything and stay as organized. And then invoice approval, then from the internal review and authorization we get the invoice approval. After that we make the payment to the vendor as per their terms and conditions, as per their payment terms, which often I've seen like it is 30 and 60 days. It might be more than that and less than that, but this is the like normal scenario. And reconciliation, after that we review the balances in AP and check the vendor that we have made the payment or not. And third question is, what are the key performance indicator for accounts payable? So in accounts payable, basically we have many factors to check as a KPI. First is day payable outstanding. So it is basically checking the days and payable for the outstanding to the vendor. Then the invoice processing time, how much time we have taken to process a certain invoice, that is the invoice processing time. And percentage of invoices, so we have to check whether we like the invoices should be processed with without any error, so we should not have made any error. So that is the KPI, one of the KPI. And early payment discount capture, so few vendor also give us the early payment discount, we have to check that as well. And AP turnover ratio, and cost per invoice processed, how much cost we have incurred for processing a certain invoice, that is one of the KPI. Fourth question is explain the three-way match, although we have discussed it on question 2, yeah, on question 2, but we will discuss this again because this is very important. And they often ask like what is three-way match, and you have to be like, you should keep that in mind if you are going to give the accounts payable interview. It should be on your tip of the tongue. So yeah, the three-way match guarantees accuracy by confirming purchase order, agreed quantity and price, goods receipt note, received quantity, invoice bill amount. This helps avoid errors and overpayments. So three-way match is very like, it's very useful. We follow in taxes also. In tax we also check with the are working and the return and the payment that we have done everything correctly. So three-way match is very good, highly suggested. And fifth question, how do you handle incomplete or missing invoices? So for missing invoices and incomplete invoices, we should follow up with the vendor for a replacement and document the issue and escalate it if necessary. Use placeholders to track pending amounts. And sixth question we have is, describe your process for coding invoices. So this is a coding invoices question. Let's check what is in that. So identify the correct GL. We should identify the correct GL account and cost center on the nature of expense. Assign appropriate tax code and payment terms. Verify details before entering into the system. So this is the process for coding invoices. What payments method do you use? So there are different kind of payment methods. Payment method can be ACH, NEFT, e-check, or like payment with credit card, debit card. So these are the, and there are like wire payment transfer also, that is for international payment, and e-wallet for, or vendor portal in some cases. Now we have eighth question, how do you ensure timely payments? So for maintaining timely payments and to ensure that we have paid the vendor to on time, we maintain a updated tracker like an Excel sheet with a due date. Use authorized reminder also for upcoming payments. Prioritize invoices by offering early payment discount. And we have ninth question, describe your process for handling payments discrepancies. So for payment discrepancies, you have to have you should create a RCA, that is a root cause analysis of any document and invoices which you have done the payment. So in that we can see that there is error of price error or quantity mismatch. So we should communicate with the vendors and try to resolve the discrepancies, or and we can also issue them debit note and credit note if it is necessary. And then we have 10th question, how do you communicate with vendor? So we should always make a professional relationship with the vendor to ensure, and we should always be fair and honest with them. If you are not honest with the vendor, they will know you that this person is, and this organization is not like professional and ethical. So transparency and communication is one of the key. Always try to keep them in loop in case of any discrepancies, and try to ensure them that it will be uh, we will address this and this will not happen in future again. Now we have 11th question, what information do you require from vendor? When so vendor From vendor, basically we need vendor name, address, contact details, bank account details for payment, tax identification number, signed contract or agreement, valid invoices, PO. So whatever we need for processing the invoices, we have to have that uh, from the vendor. So this was all about like AP question. It was a kind of insight. I'll be making another video as well, and I will also keep the link of this post in the description so you can check this on your own, and yeah, you can use for while preparing for the interview. Thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you.